Let's go.
Welcome, everyone. Happy Wednesday. For some of you, it's the evening or just the start of the evening, maybe late afternoon, depending what you consider it. So, thank you all for joining me today. I see a lot of you in the comments today. We have Carrie and Mindy Farmer and Jen. Hello, everyone. I do have my moderators in the comments too. We have Amrita and Beth. So you may have noticed I did supply or put a supply list in the video description. So it's a brief idea of what I may use today. So yeah, welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Hi, I'm Rita and Beth. I see you guys in the comments. And Christy, hello from California. Excuse me. Of course, I'm getting a tickle right before I go live. Go figure. And it is hot. It is hot today. So hair is up, tank tops are on. It's pretty warm. So hi everyone. We got Farley and Trish and Carla. Thank you guys so much. So what I'm going to do today is Tailored Expressions has a huge retirement sale going on right now. I did link the full retirement sale down in the video description. And there are some things on there that are a super, super great deal. I happen to have some in my stash. Now, there are a few things I found in my stash that are still in stock. It's flying off the shelves. I know the last I checked, these were still in stock that I'll show you today. But they're really, really great deals. They're making room for new products and inks coming in this year. So it's a great retirement sale. And there's a few other specials that I wanted to let you know about in case you are brand new to Tailored Expressions. And first, I want to pop up this quick graphic for you guys. So it is their, excuse me, 40% off retirement sale. Now, a lot of these are going quickly. It's while supplies last. So it's a great time to grab these deals. Hi, everyone. Hello, Laura. Great to see all of you guys. You may notice I didn't do a sound check this time. I'm just jumping in and hoping it all works out. So, anyway, yes, and we have my family watching me live today shopping at Walmart because that's how I'm able to do this. Is hubby took Dalton to go shopping at Walmart, and he can make that last at least an hour. I'm crossing fingers that I can get all this in within about an hour and 15. So let's hope that I get that done for you guys. So first, I do I do want to show you guys some of the products that are in that retirement sale that I have on hand. So let's jump down to my tabletop here. So the first one I wanted to show you is Buds and Blossoms. This is a red rubber stamp. A lot of their stamps are red rubber, which is great for stamping. And this one has, you can see the red rubber stamp creates the branches. And then the buds and the foliage is done with the stencil. So this is part of that retirement sale. There is also a Buds and Blossoms die. Can't remember if this is included in that bundle or not. I know I had it with mine, so you can check on that, but that does coordinate to match these. So this is part of that retirement sale. It's a beautiful set. Buds and Blossoms. And the next one here I have is Fittingly Floral. Now, I think I did a live with this set. I'm pretty sure I did. And this has got these beautiful floral arches. So I'm pretty sure I used this one, but it is a great one. There was some foil panels. I think these were sold out though, but there is the background stamp. And there is the layering stencil. So if you can see on here how that would all kind of layer together. And then there is a coordinating die to die cut out those arches so you can arrange them however you want on your card front. Bonnie says she's used this set a million times. That is great to know. It is a fantastic set. Yeah, and if you're a huge follower of Taylor, you may already have a lot of these in your stash. And if you happen to have the one that I use today, it's just more inspiration for you. Susan, thank you. She says, I did do a live with that set. Next is One in a Melon. I was originally going to use this today, but I fell in love with something else. But I do want to use this in a card project because my mom loves watermelons. It was actually the whole reason I bought this set. And naughty me, I did not get a chance to make a card. But the One in a Melon, I don't have the inspiration picture with it, but it is a layering stencil to create a whole panel of watermelons. Now, there was a coordinating die, but that bundle is sold out. So what is available is the stencil and the stamp set. So that is still available. But I mean, this alone, they are at such great deals that honestly, it doesn't matter if you have the die or not. It is a great steal. So that is the One in a Melon. Now, before I jump into the product that I'm going to use today, I do want to let you know, if you are new to Tailored Expressions, they do have a couple different bonuses when you're shopping on their website. Let me grab a thing really quick here. So this is their A Year in Bloom. So every time, create an account. First, when you go to Tailored Expressions, create an account so that you can log in. Then every time you place an order, you get, doesn't matter the amount of the order, you get a free stamp. And that free stamp is the Year in Bloom collection. So for instance, this would be your free stamp. Now, because it's really fun to collect things, Taylor has come out with this like stamp collection sheet. So you can put your sticker on here. The sticker comes with your stamp set. You would put your stamp on the back. They are red rubber. And also in that Year in Bloom collection is a coordinating die you can pick up, and then this die set. So it shows you which ones are coming. Now it is brand new. It's July, so it's a start. I don't have my July one yet. I surprisingly did not place an order just yet for the month, but there is the July one. So this was June. It was a rose, this beautiful rose. I did link all of this because I always forget to do that. So I did want to go ahead and get that linked for you. So if you are placing an order, go ahead, add that coordinating die. Trust me, you're going to love having the coordinating die. And then if you want to have this really fun collection, you can add in this kind of cover board and then the magnetic thing. And also, when I'm trying to think what I had here for another graphic. Oh, perfect. So when you spend $100 or more over at Tailored Expressions, they have a freebie every month. This month for July, it is the Bitty Bouquets Stamp and Stencil Combo. And I've done quite a few videos using various stamp and stencil combos on my YouTube channel. They are fantastic. So $100 or more gets you that Bitty Bouquets Stamp and Stencil Combo. So I wanted to kind of get that all out while you guys are kind of shopping and looking things over. So now we can jump into what I'm going to use today. Hi, everyone. I see you all in the comments. It's so great. Hi, Joan. Are there any questions before I get started? Hi, Barbara. Good to see you guys all here. Thank you. All right. So yeah, any questions before I get started? I'm actually going to take a drink of water so I don't get dry. I'm getting better, you guys. I know I've had some people asking me, how I'm doing. Allergies are better. I'm pretty good, I'd say. Manageable, tolerable. All right, so the set that I'm going to use today is called Full of Flowers. This is a cling and clear combo but it does also have a coordinating stencil. So this is linked down below in the video description. I, of course, am going to be using the Stencil today. June kit, you mean, Amrita? June kit is still available. Yeah, the June kit too. That was super cute. I have a video on my YouTube channel featuring their June kit, which was like seed packets. It was really fun. All right, so this, of course, is a red rubber stamp. Also the coordinating stencil. Now, this is just a coloring stencil. It is not a layering stencil. So I am going to add the depth and dimension to my images with my inks. And this one, so the clear, I linked it all. I can't remember if the stencil is included. I don't think it is. But the clear set is you could stamp all of the outlines of the image, and then you can stamp with a color. So if you don't want to get the stencil, you can use the clear stamp to add your color to the leaves, the different flowers. So you could do that. That's what that is for. Oh my gosh, Kate, it is midnight there. Wow. You definitely have more willpower than I do to staying up late. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to grab some sugar cube cardstock and my Misty stamping tool. I'm going to remove that foam insert because with red rubber, we don't need it. Look, that has splatter on it like Gina K did on her live. Yup. So proud of Gina for doing the splatter. I definitely encourage splatter. So this is a 5.5 by 8.5. And the reason I am starting with that big of a piece is because I'm going to do my typical double stamping, I guess, so to speak. So I wanted to make sure my cardstock was big enough. So I am going to stamp this in a light color first, and then I'm going to leave it in my Misty, but I'm going to make sure that this is tucked in there so I can get that in the same spot when I come back. So I will stamp with sea salt. I'm going to see how sea salt does. If you are not familiar with this, I do it quite a bit, is if I'm going to do ink blending over stamped lines, I like to stamp in a light color of ink first. That way I don't risk smearing the black ink or having to wait for it to dry completely. And then after I ink blend, I come back in and I stamp it with black. All right, so let's get that stamped down. That was pretty good, but I'm going to ink it up just a little bit more. Of course, I have a tickle in my throat right now. All right. That'll be good enough for me. That was sea salt. Now, I know I did not link any of the colors of ink because I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do. So I will link all of that after the live is done. Peg says, stamping in a light color first has been a game changer. Super duper tip. Thank you. Now, I learned that actually from Leah Lawson. When she was working with Pink Fresh, she did that all the time. And ever since I saw that and started doing it, I have not gone back. Oh, you know what I did, guys? Gosh darn it. All right. That's what I get for talking. Let's do that again. Apparently, I cannot talk and craft at the same time. So thankfully, that was just step one. So I am going to do that again because I took my stamp out. So let's try that again. Of course, I don't know which way goes right, but that's okay. All right, now, like a mantra, don't remove your stamp. Don't remove your stamp. I know. I'm trying to talk and pay attention to the comments, and apparently I can't do both. Hi, Mary. No problem. Just getting started on the card project. Of course. All right, we'll do that again. That's okay. Oh, Shelly, you were yelling at me. I'm so sorry. I did not hear that. Gotta get a little like zapper. And yeah, I think that'll be okay. Don't touch the stamp. And that's actually like because I like to clean as I go. And that's where my problem lies is I put things away right away because I like to clean as I go. All right, I did not touch the stamp. So I put a little bit of a repositionable tape on the back. And I know that's probably really bright right now to see. Maybe I'll hold that up a little bit. There. So it's just really light. I can see it good enough, but sometimes it can be hard in the camera. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for popping in. I think I get to see Nancy later in the year. I'm super excited for that. And okay, so down in the bottom, now this actually doesn't really matter too much, but typically with anybody's stencils, a lot of times they will put etched numbers on them to let you know what order to do them in. This one, it doesn't really matter because it's just a coloring stencil, but it does say down in the corner here, number 1. And everyone's on their motorcycles today. Hear them all buzzing around. So I'm going to line that up with my leaves and hold that down. Where did I put? Okay, my head's going to get in the way. Pardon my shiny grays. And if it's a little off, that is okay. It's kind of a doodle look if it's off, in my opinion. Diana says, I always add a pencil with top so that I make sure I put it back in the Misty the same direction. Oh, hey, you know what? Good idea. Well, I'll do it, but I mean, this is actually, I know I have a lot of space up there, but that's actually a really good idea. I hope that's what you meant. Hi, Summer. Thank you for joining. All right, so starting with our greens. Now, I did see, okay, last I looked, this is still available. The Avocado Ink. They are retiring Avocado. There's a few other colors that they're retiring. And I did see somebody in the Tailored Expressions fan group say, you know, they wanted to see some projects using avocado. So I'm actually going to use avocado and sweet basil. So like I said, last I looked, avocado was still available. And before I even start ink blending, I don't show this a lot on screen because this can be very distracting. This is just a flour sack cloth I got, I don't know, maybe from Walmart. I spritz down some rubbing alcohol and then I rub my blending brush on it. I find that works a lot better than just using paper to clean off my brush, but I'm not sure what color I used last time. And I really want to make sure I'm getting the avocado. So that always helps. So I'm going to start with that avocado. And I don't care if I get off the lines a little bit off the top there because I'm probably going to trim this down anyway. So you could do some really springy colors for this, some real summertime vibrant greens, but I do really love, I'm going to call them woodsy greens. I do really, really love these colors. So this is kind of my base layer. And as I was kind of talking, I did post a video, a pre-recorded video earlier, and I talk a lot about adding a base layer when it comes to my colors. And this is going to be, I guess I would call it a highlight. And since this is, I don't want to say the focal point, we have a sentiment yet we'll need to add, but this is the main design of the card. I am kind of taking my time. I don't want to rush it and put too much ink down. If you come in too heavy-handed, sometimes when you lay down a lot of ink, it can kind of seep under the stencil, and I don't want to do that. Apparently my dog heard something. Off to the door he goes. I should say the window. So that is avocado. So I'll clean that off. And then I'm going to do the sweet basil. I think I'll get a detail brush for that. 1 second. I just need to find my blending brush. 1 second, guys. That's olive. Okay, hold on. Let me show you what I'm doing. Excuse me. So I did what Taylor did is I have one of these carriers and I labeled, actually my husband and I labeled a brush for each color. Oh, look, there's sweet basil. Because I do love my blending brushes. You don't have to have a blending brush for every color, but I do actually kind of like it sometimes because if I really want to get the true sweet basil color, I don't have to worry about contaminating it with another color. So I don't do it for every company, just the ones that I tend to use the most. Yes, welcome everyone that is popping in. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. We have a late live today, which actually turned out to be a good idea because there were a lot of lives today. So that worked out really well. Hubby was home and then he could take Dalton, get him out of the house for a little while. They went shopping. Now next week, I do plan on going live next week. It's probably going to be during the day. We'll see how the schedule works next week, but I will be able to go live, depending on my work schedule, a little bit more, I think. I might go live 1 or 2 times next week, at least once, but possibly twice. So keep an eye out for that. I typically will post on the community tab. I keep forgetting. Amrita, Beth, is it still called community tab? I forget. Old habits die hard. So keep an eye on that. And also my newsletter. I will typically send out an email in a newsletter letting you know if I'm going live. Question, are those brushes comparable to Gina K's detail blending brushes? Yes, they are very, very similar. Let me show you. So they are pretty similar. Gina's are a little bit longer, but if we kind of go up to the bristles, they're pretty similar. I mean, Taylor's might be a little bit longer, but not by much. And they are the same, what do we want to call that? Diameter. If I can get that to focus there. So yeah, they're the what do we want to call it? Like how squished the bristles are. I can't think of the word. The firmness of them are fairly similar. You know, you have a little bit of, I don't want to say flare, but it does kind of branch out a little bit, but not too much. And then Taylor's have like this silicone grip, and Gina's are a white. They're not slippery, but it's not silicone either. They're both fantastic. They're both great detail brushes. Did I miss a question? Density. Yes. There you go. Density. I was talking. I may have added too much, but that's okay. We'll do this. Hi, Beverly. Hi, everyone. Hope I didn't miss any questions there. Whoops. Dropping my tools already. But it's also hanging off the edge of my table. Okay, so that was sweet basil and avocado. Avocado is, well, it was actually my cabin for Concord and Night Summer Camp. Avocado is being retired. So last I looked, this is still available. It is a fantastic woodsy color. So if you like this, don't have it, I would suggest adding that to your cart. Okay, so we can remove our first layer. Are they similar to Alt New? Yeah, pretty similar. Let me grab one of those. So Alt News, they have a couple different kinds. Alt News, they have really, really tiny one here, which I do really like those tiny ones. And then these are, again, fairly similar to Gina and Taylor's. Their bristles are just I shouldn't say a little, they're a lot shorter. So they work just as well. They might be, because they're so short, how do I want to say it? The bristles don't fan out as much, I guess I would say, but they are still too a great blending brush. I could not pick a favorite if you were to ask me. I'm just telling you now, I love them all. All right, so that is our first layer. Let me move this. Thank you, Kat. Enjoy your dinner. I quick had leftovers from yesterday. I had a sandwich from yesterday that I finished off. Okay, so these are the flowers. Late but here. Thank you, Tiffany. So we'll get our flower laid down. Missed that. Which Altenew brushes are those? Ooh, I think they call those the micro. Everybody's got a different name for their blending brushes. I think those are the micros. Okay, so now our flower set, there's actually like 3 different flowers. We kind of have this whole flower here. We have more like a tulip, and then we have one that kind of looks like a daisy. Oh, this was the part I didn't fully pick out. I think I kind of want to go with like a purpley flower. And guess what? I linked my ink swatching video, how I created this book, down below. I finally got that ahead of time. Usually I don't. So I kind of want to go with like a purpley color, I think. Let's try maybe some passion fruit. And I need a light color to start. So what do we want to do? Passion fruit. Dragon fruit's a little too bright. You know what? Let's try rose water and passion fruit. I think that'll be fun. Rose water, passion fruit. I think that's going to be really pretty. Did I miss any questions? Oh, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen. Avocado, key lime, olive, and eggplant are the inks being retired. They have the full ink pads and the minis. The re-inkers for avocado and eggplant are sold out. Thank you. So let's go with rose water. Let's grab. Thought I had. I'm losing my rag already. Thought I had a lighter blending brush, but yes, I use that swatch book so much. So I would say definitely, take the time, swatch your inks. I actually kind of want to redo a cardstock swatching. So I might do that. I'm just softening up my bristles a little bit. My bristles do get a little hard if I don't use my brushes often enough. And in this case, I did not use the light color. recently, so I'm just warming up my brushes a little bit. Thought I had a different one for a light pink, but I was wrong. So I'm going to start by just giving this a wash of color all over. You could mask off these flowers and do each flower a different color. That'd be really pretty. Kind of like a wildflower look. So again, this is rose water. And my trusty moderators in the comments, Amrita and Beth, they are helping answer any questions that I might miss, provide you links to things that I'm using. And they're also keeping track of products that I'm using that I may have forgotten to list or I didn't list. Like, I know I didn't list the inks. So thank you to Amrita and Beth for helping me. It definitely really helps. And now I'm going to go in with passion fruit. So, I think I'm going to use a detail brush for this. I just got to find, nope, that's Plum Punch. Just got to find my brush for it. That's the only bad thing, is it takes me a while to kind of find the right brush for what I'm doing. Fig. What is this one? Eggplant. Come on. Here we go. Passion fruit. And I did what Taylor did, is so she took at the labels, I think they were for the mini ink cubes, and she wrapped them around, and I made sure to put them up towards the top so I could see them when I go down to look at them. And I keep this stand in a drawer. So we're going to tap off. That's a pretty intense color. So let's see. Kind of starting off. Oh, yes, that is a beautiful color combination. I was a little worried about it because that rose water is so light, but that's actually going to look really nice. Not sure what I'll do with these big ones here. I want to do just one side, or maybe I'll go all the way around. Do this side. And maybe I'll just leave that center, that light color. And I'll just work my way through. So this is where I might, it might get a little time consuming, is I like to kind of take my time when I'm ink blending. Especially with a color like passion fruit, because that baby can pack a punch. And I don't want to lose that highlight. And then keep in mind, this is going to look a little weird at first because I don't have the black line stamped in yet. Did I miss any questions while I was talking about my blending? Did you guys have any questions? If you're just joining, I am working with some products that are on the retirement sale over at Tailored Expressions. So they're making room for new products and new ink colors. So they have a fantastic retirement sale happening right now. And this one happens to be on that sale. Here's another like tulip type of bud. Yes, this is a great color combination. This would make a really great ink blended sky. I just want to sit some night and just experiment with different colors. I haven't really had a chance to do that lately. Kind of been leaving my experimenting to lives. 10 new colors by the end of the year. Yeah, I missed that. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but I kind of missed that. I was probably making chicken nuggets, to be honest. Dalton loves chicken nuggets, so he knows how to work the microwave to heat them up, but we cut them up, and of course, I'm not going to let him use a knife. So I was probably cutting up chicken nuggets. So going around there. Beverly says, Mindy, I find your ink blending flawless. I love watching your technique. Thank you so much, Beverly. I appreciate that. I've been thinking a lot lately about my channel and just how I will still incorporate ink blending and different techniques, but I don't do a lot of like technique-y videos anymore. I used to do a ton of them, and I really want to get back into that habit, like whether it's either, just different type of techniques to use on your backgrounds and maybe my distress products. I hadn't used my oxides in the longest time, and I dug them out for a background I did, and I was like, wow, I kind of miss this. So I want to try and start incorporating more techniques into my videos at times. Thank you, Linda. I'm so glad. I love when you guys can get something out of the lives and maybe something you hadn't thought of or new techniques. I love that. All right, I think I got them all. That is an awesome color palette. I'm really excited for that. So that is passion fruit and rose water. And that was all the stenciling we needed to do. 2 stencils. 2. That was it. That is awesome. Not to toot my own horn, but that is awesome. Okay, so let's clean up our mess a little bit. Let me get some paper towel. I need a Whitney so I can just hand my dirty stencils off to a Whitney. So this is just a rubbing alcohol I have in a spray bottle, which is like a nice bonus of using a glass mat because it's so easy to clean up. Thank you guys. Glad you like it. All right, so we can pop this back into the Misty. And then tuck that down in the corner. Pretty sure it's going to line up perfectly. I know Taylor does carry some transparencies that you can use to place over the top and test, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to use the VersaFine Clair. Toot, toot, beep, beep. When an ink color combination just comes together, you just got to toot that horn. Sometimes I'm not always that excited. It was, some of them are like, yeah, that was okay, but I could have done better. And this one, nah, like Carrie said, toot, toot, beep, beep. That one came out really good. I noticed more people use rubbing alcohol instead of just water to wipe off the ink. Has inks changed over the years? I still have lots of old brands. Nope. I don't think anything has changed in the inks. The reason why people are using rubbing alcohol is because it dries really quick. The bad part of that, or the downside, is it does have a smell. So I know like Gina actually takes a bottle of rubbing alcohol and she will kind of put some on a rag and then wipe it so she doesn't have the mist. But yeah, the rubbing alcohol just dries a lot quicker. Or if you don't like the rubbing alcohol, you can use hand sanitizer. Oh gosh, you guys, that is awesome. I'm a little off on something, but I think that might just be the stamp. But that came out amazing. I think I'm good on the stamping. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else. I do know that song, Carrie. I do know that song. I don't know all the words, but I do know that song. That is an oldie. Isn't it beep, 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 though? His horn went beep, beep, beep. That song? I don't sing. I should not sing. Only in the car do I sing. Okay, so that one is full of flowers. I use an alcohol wipe that comes in a container like baby wipes. Really, Heather? I didn't know they made them that big. I mean, I have little ones, little alcohol, the little packet ones, but I actually tend to forget that I have them. Okay, so that is that. I need to put some of this away because I need some desk space. So I will let you guys. Oh no, Carrie. No, no, no. That's not what I meant. No, no, no. Did not mean that. But what does that say about me, Carrie? I know that song. All right, hold on. Okay. I had to get that out of my way. I needed some room. Carrie, I hope you still love me. All right. Now, okay. So I was really thinking of adding, because I know this is like gorgeous as is, you know, don't touch it. It's got these beautiful splatters in the background. But I was really, really thinking of adding like script text over the top. You know what I could do? I know what we'll do. All right, you guys pick fine line or weathered words. You let me know, and I'm going to get a drink of water. I do like old school. I like all kinds of genres, honestly. All right. You guys let me know which one. Little Nash Rambler. Yes. Fine line, fine line, fine line, fine line, weathered words. Oh gosh, I think it's actually a tie at this point, unless I get a huge hit from one or the other. All right, looks like you guys are saying weathered words. Now this is not retiring, just so you know. Get my Misty back out. I know, I don't know if that's something the moderators can do or not. I bet if I had my, YouTube pulled up on my other screen, because I do have two monitors up right now, I could probably figure it out, but I don't want to mess with it tonight. I have a slight time crunch tonight just because hubby and Allie have volleyball tonight. So I can't go 2 hours today. They are grocery shopping. So they'll have to come home and put groceries away. All right, now we're going to give this a test run because I want to make sure this is going in the right orientation. So let me see. Did I stamp it good enough? I didn't. Okay, I think. Hold on, need the readers. Googled it. I'd have to do the poll. They can't. Mike does it for Jennifer. Yeah, but I think Mike has that permission. Moderators typically have limited access. So let's do this. So what I'm going to do is stamp this. Actually, hi. I had to throw my readers on. I'm going to stamp this in white pigment ink. So that way it doesn't completely crowd the background. I just got to find my white ink. is it? Gray. There it is. Okay, my sugar cube, which is the Tailored Expressions white pigment ink. Tom and Gina need to learn how to do a poll too. Yeah, they'd be able to, for sure. So this should really only show up over the leaves and the flowers. We'll see. We will see how this goes. I mean, it can't be awful, right? Oof, I think that came out pretty awesome. Just adds a little detail to it. So I think that came out pretty cool. Now, another thing that I had thought about doing, I'm not going to do now because I don't want to overdo the background. But another thing I had thought about doing, and I think I linked this down below, was I thought about taking this panel before I had stamped that white text over it, is using this burlap embossing folder. So emboss over your design, or, you know, put this in, do your embossing. That would have given it a really neat textured look, but I don't want to overdo it. I already did the stamping, so I'm going to leave it as is, but I did link this down below because I think that would be a really cool idea. So let's put that off on the side. That gives it time to dry anyway. And how am I doing? 6:47, not bad. Not bad. Sentiments is usually where I start to struggle. You have that embossing folder. There you go, Kelly. Yeah, that's a really pretty one. I just kind of went through, well, I was digging through my stash anyway because I was checking out what's being retired that I have, because I don't want to risk using it in a video and then people being mad because it's not available anymore. And I was like, oh, that'd be a really cool technique. Do that over some solid flowers, things like that. So this was a weathered wood. Nice background stamp. I'm just going to tuck that back in. Thank you, Marianne. Okay. Put this, I'll probably end up using this and taking it back out. But for right now, we're going to move this. Like I said, I got to clean as I go. So being that it's white pigment ink, it does take a little bit longer sometimes to dry. So I'm just going to speed that up. What did you use to clean the stamp? So I actually used, first I used, let me hang this up. First I used a baby wipe to get the white pigment ink off because then it doesn't clutter up my chamois and stuff like that. And then to dry it, I used, I forget what this is called, but Taylor has these now on her website. They use it for cleaning their background stamps. I actually use it to dry my background stamp. So I'll wipe it with a baby wipe first from Costco, just the Costco baby wipes. And then there's like this detachable piece. It's like a scrubber. I don't know. I'm sure Amrita or Beth is going to tell me the name because I can't remember. But this comes off so you can wash these after you're done with it. But this is good for cleaning background stamps. Or I like to dry my background stamps with it and then I can clean this later. And this has just come in handy because I can set that in there. I seen Taylor do it and I was like, that was genius. It's so easy. And I don't think that's what it's meant for, but I put that in there so that way I don't get ink all over my desk. So I'm sure Beth or Amrita will let me know. Clean sweep, handheld stamp scrubber, clean sweep. There you go. Thank you guys. I know I didn't link that, so I'll get that taken care of afterwards. But yeah, that is super handy. All right, now on to okay, this is where I struggle. It's a sentiment. I did do one off screen. So this one, I was playing around with color. I did potato chip and I think that was dragon fruit. So I loved that tone as well. I just really kind of felt more of in the purpley mood or the mulberry mood. So, but this is just another variation. So it's a pinkies and yellows. This one's got more of the purple. I love this in that color. All right, now I'm going to, let's trim this down first. The holder is the Scrub-A-Dub Bud. So let's get this trimmed down a little bit into a working size. All right, not gonna leave it like that, but I just want something so I can visually see what I'm doing as far as the card size. And this is Layer Stacklets 13. I thought this was a fun shape that I could actually die cut out the center and get 2 cards out of it. So we could do a 2-for-1. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But first I want to trim this out into an A2 size card front. A2 layers. Now these pockets, I did actually want to tell you guys about this because I love these. So these are pockets that I picked up at Tailored Expressions. Every time I place an order, I get another batch of these pockets. And these fit my die sets so nicely. They have this tab here. I don't use them for every single set that I get. I use them for basic shapes. And then all of my basic shapes stay out here with me in my workspace. Everything else kind of stays in the crafter or my in my bedroom. But all my basic shapes stay out here with me. And I love how these are organized. So I just label it up here, the A2 layers. I keep that cover front, and then I can just pull this out. But I love these for organizing. And I think I want to start first with trimming my panel out to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now we could definitely just do that with our paper trimmer, but I really like having that edge, a really nice clean cut edge. Yeah, standalones. Yep, I do love having them in there. I'm down to 2 and I need to get more. So we're going to line this up so I can get that nice clean edge. Hi, Carrie from Australia. Great to have you guys joining me. The one I'm not using. Was there a question in there, Debbie, that I missed? Tiffany got your answer. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, also, one thing I kind of want to mention that I don't typically would say in videos just because I save time, but it looked like my ink was still a little wet on the black ink that I stamped, the VersaFine, and I can see that left some ink on my die. So you're going to want to clean your dies before you use it again, or this ink is going to transfer onto your next project. So keep that in mind. I'm going to set that off on the side so I can clean it later. Oh, that is such a good background, guys. Okay. So I am going to do a twofer, but let's take a look at the sentiments. Okay, this is not as hard as I'm making it look. I promise. What greens did you use on the ones you're not using? What did I use? Cilantro and kiwi and cilantro, I think were the other on that other set. Okay, so I have a few things picked out here. I have Hello Friend that I think is really nice. And then I have this Hey There that I think would be really pretty too. Storage pockets out of stock. No. Darn it. Okay, well, get on the notify me list because I am. So I'm thinking, okay, so Hey There, I could use like in the actual window because I'll have this for a frame and then I'll have this piece. So Hey There, I could use like in the actual window. And then I have these really pretty sentiments, the Hello Friend. I really like these strip ones. So I think we'll do that. Maybe I should go a smidge smaller. Jen says she thinks that the Hello Friend, where'd that go, is my favorite TE sentiment. It is a beauty. I could go even smaller. How would that Hey There look? Nope. I'll stick to my larger one. So I will do this. I happen to have my Empress out today. I am in a die cutting frenzy this week, working on some upcoming projects for a release. And so when I have a lot of die cutting to do, I dig out my Empress. So I just want to make sure that I am even on each side. I typically never am, but I try. That's all we can do is try. That look about right? We'll find out. Storage pockets were a collaboration with Totally Tiffany. Tiffany is coming out with new products in January. Good to know. I am dry. 1 second. I need to send that card to you after I called you old, Carrie. My peace offering. All right, so that was that is the Label Stacklets 13. I don't think I said that. So we have 2 cards. Let's get some card bases. Well, card fronts. I usually do my bases later. And trim this down. Yeah, I'm creating 2 cards today. I'll need to pick 2 winners. All right, so this is how we are looking. Yes, actually, I am going to give the cards away. I did not quite figure out like the best way to do the giveaway, so it's going to be just kind of a random scroll and then whatever my cursor lands on. I know, that's real professional. At some point, I'll get that all set up. But yeah, I will give away the 2 cards today. I just sent out today, actually, I just sent out last week's 2 hockey spaz, so that is coming in the mail. All right, so that is how we are looking so far. I am definitely going to pop up my frame. So I'm definitely going to do that. And then I'll probably pop this one up too. So yeah, just keep leaving comments because eventually I'll just kind of scroll through and randomly pick a winner. All right. Let's see. The Hey There does also have a shadow. I probably am not going to use the shadow today, just because I have it on there in the background. And then I mean, that would look pretty there too, if I did it out of like a metallic cardstock. And I know I overthink this, but let's take a look. So these have coordinating dies, if I don't lose it, to cut these out. So we have the 2 circles and then everything else is this rectangle. So these dies will help us cut those out. And I think that would be a really nice kind of polished look to our card. And hello, friend. That might be really pretty right there. Or we have one that's in a strip. I think that'll be better, so I'm not covering so much of that background. Hi, Amy. Great to have you joining us. So I think I will do that. They do. They have coordinating foilets for these sentiments too. I thought I had some already foiled, but I don't think I did. I don't think I do. So let's start with this one. I'm going to get this sentiment stamped. So this has, hello friend, happy birthday, thank you, get well soon, thinking of you, get well soon, and hello friend. I am going to do hello friend. Carrie says, actually, she's so offended that I need to send her send the Altenew or Pink Fresh inks. Oh, Carrie, if you guys were just joining or if you missed it in the comments, we were talking about a song, and it's an older song. And the joke is that I called Carrie old, which I did not, all in good fun, but it is an older song. So love you, Carrie. Nice try though. So let's get this one stamped down. I may have to still send you something just for being a good sport. I'm just going to do this one in some black ink. I'm not going to get too crazy about this sentiment, although it would look really pretty heat embossed. Maybe heat embossed on black would be really pretty. On black in gold is actually what I meant to say. No problem, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. It'll definitely be available for replay afterwards, and I'll be able to update my list a little later on. So that's the, you like to say you're vintage. That's cute. So let's get that die cut out. It is a really pretty font. I love those little, like, they're like little diamonds underneath. It's just kind of a really neat look. So let's, okay, you're going to see my head in here for a second, so I can get that lined up. Hello, Terry from Georgia. Great to have you joining. We are working with Tailored Expressions retirement sale products. So as of right now, these products are still available. They have a great 40% off retirement sale. After the live is done, if you go back, if you missed anything, they have a rewards program. They have a free stamp they send out with every purchase. They just have lots of great deals for their customers. They definitely spoil their customers, and their shipping is super fast. So love everything about it. Hello from Jacksonville. Krista, thank you for joining. A little bit late, that's okay. Oh gosh, you guys, that looks so cool. I kind of want to do something over here. I'm going to stamp that other sentiment just to see what it looks like, because I really do like this font with the background. So let's pop that back in really quick. And let's do Hello Friend here. Joining late from a very hot Arizona, Lana. Thank you for joining. I can imagine. Yeah, it is quite toasty in Wisconsin today too. And it sounds like Sounds like we're going to be having a pretty bad heat wave coming in the next couple weeks. Hi, Melissa from Minnesota. Well, that's fun. Melissa from Minnesota. Let's do that. See how the circle looks with that shape. All right. Okay, let's see if this is the last time I have my Misty out. What would I do without a stamping positioner? I would not be stamping. So let's line this one up. Let's get this on my magnet right away so I don't move it. Place that down. Yep, you're getting my head. Pardon my hair here for a second. I'm going to make sure that that is lined up pretty good. And we'll run that through. 90 in western Minnesota. Hi, Laura. You are in Chicago. Yeah, that's pretty close to me. I do really like this font. It is so pretty. All right, let's just start tossing things. It's getting towards the end. I'm starting to just toss stuff. Oh, I really do like this card. All right, and then I might actually trim this down one more time to give it a white border to kind of match the other one because I like it matchy-matchy. Oh, I like the sentiment. I don't know if I like the circle with that shape. Let's do this out of, hold on. Thinking. All right, I'm gonna die cut this sentiment out of some brushed gold from Altenew. I don't think I like that circle with that shape. Just seems off to me. Okay, so let's take a look at how this would look. And you guys will have to let me know. All right, that takes up more space. Let me think about this one. I also am going to trim this down, I think, so I have that white border. So let's dig out the A2 layers again. Uh-oh, I'm starting to get messy. Move the Hello Friend down so it doesn't give the flower power. What? Where did I see that comment? This is just, it's another A2 layers. That's going to trim me down just a little bit because I think I want to have a white border to this. So I will look up at the comments here in just a second. Okay, let's see. Like the hay there, gold hay there, white border. I mean, this is really pretty too, but I'm not going to save it. You could though, but I'm not gonna. All right, let's take a look at what we have, and then I will see what you guys are talking about in the comments, because I see a lot of suggestions in there. And I'll come back to it. So, and I'm probably pretty bright on my monitor right now. Okay. Yeah. Heidi, I know it is starting to get a little crazy. My stuff is starting to get mixed up and that drives me nuts. Okay, let's see. Maybe a black shadow layer for the hay there. You have a problem of oversaving. I do not. They both look great. Well, I am going to pop it up, so there'll be some dimension to it as well. I'll have that. The white border looks good. Good, good. Looks good. You guys are liking that so far? The hay there in black. We could try it. Let's give it a shot. I don't know whose black this is, but we'll try it. I haven't. I'm trying to get all of my like specialty cardstock out here right now. Some of it's in my bedroom, some of it's out here. And I need to get Taylor's out here. Hers is in like smaller packs. They're not in like an 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I'm still trying to figure out how to organize that and have it out here. Cause I know she's got a lot of really pretty cardstock, glitter cardstock. And I think there's like a champagne foiled cardstock, but I don't feel like running in there and trying to find everything. So I know she's got some pretty cardstock. It's the hay there that's hanging me up, isn't it? The other one I think is pretty solid. It's just going to be this one that's kind of hanging me up. All right, so let's do, okay, so some of you are suggesting a shadow. A lot of you are suggesting a black shadow. All right, so I'll let that sit there for a second, let you guys look at that. Maybe move the hello friend down so it doesn't cover your beautiful flower. Oh, you know what I could also do? I mean, I'm gonna just flip it. Oh, no, I can't. The words would be upside down. Well, that was a bummer. I was just going to flip it. So like down there. Or it could be black shadow for gold sentiment. Needs a drop shadow. Okay, you guys, what do you feel about the black drop shadow? Otherwise, it feels like it's just out there in space. Like the shadow, like the shadow. I did see somebody ask about Brutus Monroe's Not Your Mama's cardstock. I've never used it, so I can't comment on that. You guys like the drop shadow on there? And hello friend down here. You guys are liking that? Shadow's great, shadow's great. All right, then we can start putting some of this together. So let me just get some of this out of my way. You guys are loving the shadow, it looks like. I need to put these in the other way, I think, because it keeps getting stuck. This was the Hello Friend stamp set. It's got the 2 coordinating dies, and there are foil it panels. So I will be sure to get these linked afterwards. We have the hay there, which is what I'm using for this one. There is another one here. It's called Oh Happy Day. These are their mega messages, so that's really nice. And then my frame is using the Layer Stacklets 13. In case you guys were looking into that. Get that out of the way. Looks good, looks good. Okay, so let's move this extra cardstock there. What I will do then is just grabbing some scraps because I like to add some layers. I like to stack my sentiments a little bit. Tina Patton says it looks good. Thank you. I just happen to know her, so. And yes, I will be doing a giveaway. So I'm going to, I'm going to be wrapping this up here in the next 5 minutes. And I will pick a winner. I'm probably going to finish the cards off screen. And then anything that I use to finish up the cards, I will be sure to link. I will also take some pictures. I'll have a blog post with everything in there. So just keep an eye out for that. I will probably send in a newsletter too. So I'm just putting on some liquid glue here really quick so I can stack this up. My glue is acting so funny out here today because of the warmth. I have the air conditioning on, but I don't like to be a freezer in my house, so. Okay. So let's stack that up. Probably add another layer, to be honest. Let's get that all lined up. So while you guys are watching me glue, any big plans for the 4th of July? We are actually gonna take a trolley ride on Friday. All right, I had to grab some more black cardstock. This is the Tailored Expressions Black Licorice cardstock. I really like their black licorice cardstock. But yeah, they have like these trolley tours that they're doing. And so I signed us up. I think it's going to be really fun. Staying home, staying cool. I'm going to get another one of these cut out. See how that, I like a stacked sentiment. Jen is going to craft. That sounds like fun too. I'll be crafting and stitching and some activities I think we're attending. All right, I'm going to get this one out, and then I think I will pick my winners. Okay, had to mute there for a second. Thought I was doing really good. So I will kind of give you the game plan here of what I'm going to do. Out in the garden, crawfish and crab boil. Ooh. So you guys said you liked the drop shadow. All right, we'll do the drop shadow. I am going to pop up my frame with some foam squares or foam tape. And I will also do that to this one. I'm going to pop this one up with foam tape or foam squares as well. And I think you guys are saying you liked this sentiment down here, so it wasn't covering up the flowers. So I will do that. And then I'll see what I got for gems. I think actually kind of going over these little dots with maybe like some black gems or black pearls would be really neat because it's already placed. I don't have to think about it. So I think going over them, even like maybe glossy accents would be really pretty, I think, to do. So I will finish these up off screen. I will also update my supply list after the live is done. I'll take a little bit of a break. I'll take some pictures and then I'll hopefully get everything wrapped up tonight. But take advantage of that sale that's happening right now. Let me just pop this up really quick and get me out of the screen. A 40% off retirement sale over at Tailored Expressions. The background and stencil that I use today is part of that sale, plus a few others that I had shared earlier in the beginning if you wanted to check that out, and also some things about their rewards program and specials that they have for this month. So I will get everything updated after the live. Thank you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I'm still kind of back and forth with times and sorry, still moving things around. Let me do something here really quick so you can see everything. There. So I can talk to you and you can still see the cards. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, it's kind of different. It seems like Wednesday nights actually are working fairly well. As far as not running into anybody. The only thing is that my husband has volleyball on Wednesday nights, and sometimes they're late, sometimes they're early games, so it just varies. Next week, I'm going to try and do some during the week, but again, I have a link in the video description to my newsletter. Sign up to my newsletter because I will send an email out when I decide to go live again next week. Definitely going to go live at some point. I just got to find a time and a day. Yes, and I will put all those colors in the description and in the blog. So let's do a quick scroll and find a winner because I have 2 winners. Once I finish these cards, I will send these cards over to them. So let's, ooh, Krista Beard, you are the winner. We'll say for the Hello Friend card. So all you need to do is send me an email at mindyegandesign@gmail.com. Let me know you are the winner for today's live, July 2nd, so I know which card. You have the Hello Friend card. So I just need, the dog is going nuts in the other room. I just need your name and address so I can get this sent over to you. So that was Krista Beard. Let me write that down. Let me get your name. And I have one more winner to pick. So that was the Hello Friend. All right, let me get to the bottom here. Give it a good swipe. And we got winner number 2 is Heidi Robles. So congratulations to Heidi and Krista. Heidi, you're going to get the Hey There card. So let me just write your name down. Sam. That's my dog. I know what's happening. He's very excited because he sees Daddy outside. So Heidi, so yes, both of you go ahead and email me at mindyegandesign@gmail.com with your name, your address, and that you are today's winner of the card. So thank you all so, so much for joining me today. Let me pop my screen here so I can get there. All right. Yes, thank you for joining me today on July 2nd for my live this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed this technique, the products, and the color combination. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining.